All right, everybody, it's the beginning of June. That means it's time for another State of Lagoon video. Join us today on the XP Project. All right, everybody, it's June. I think it's pretty safe to say that the park is in full swing now. It's so good to see. The last couple days have been pretty busy. I tend to come on Sundays, and it's still staying how it was pretty much last year. Sundays are just a little slower than that Friday, Saturday push. And I'm gonna stand by that for now. I know things can change with crowds and stuff at different amusement parks, but I think Sundays really are gonna be one of your better days to come. I'm gonna be out here one weekday this week, probably like Tuesday or Thursday, because I know those can get kind of slow, especially towards the end of the night. But I'm still standing by my sword. I think Sunday still is kind of the best day to come out here. The parking lot was not completely full, and the crowds are busy, but it's not like it was yesterday. So I'm really liking it, but I did want to check. We got just in here right now, and just the first thing we hit, obviously we're going to talk about construction, is the Peacock Parlor. I'm going to compare these videos side by side when I get home, but it kind of looks like there's a little bit of progress on this one. They've got a lot more of that, like I'm not a construction guy, so I don't know the words for it, but it's like the side by side. I'm guessing that it's just sheet metals, you know, going from side to side. So that was up that wasn't there before. So they're definitely making progress on this. I wasn't sure if maybe we saw a scenario where like they just kind of do like a little bit like every couple months or something. But it does seem like they're actively weekly and daily even working on this. I still have my speculation that this will be this year, but we'll just keep an eye on it. All right, so don't forget that the Alice Shattered show is going on right now, along with the Smoke and Mirrors. I actually haven't seen those yet, but I just walked by the Smoke and Mirrors one, and it looked really good. They've got, I don't want to spoil too much, but he had this like big metal contraption thing that he was in, like a big tube thing. So it looks like that is going to definitely be different from last year, which makes me happy, because I don't really like when parks just repeat or you know, kind of recycle the same shows. It's nice to see something new every year. So we'll be checking that out. I'm not doing that today, but we'll check out the shows here pretty soon, but make sure you go see them. All right, so nothing earth-shattering, but the Century Swings definitely are being worked on. And I guess the reason why I'm excited about that, they've got like a cherry picker in there. Actually, they've got a couple there now. Looks like they've got like a cherry picker and then some kind of other, man, it almost looks like a small crane. And so I don't think they'd be bringing that stuff in if this wasn't getting close, because you have to rent those things unless it's ones that they own. So I think that we're gonna see this probably before the end of summer. You know, when we were talking about Samurai, and we're gonna go up and check that out here in a minute, you know, there's no work equipment, there's no rental units, there's not really anything there, which, you know, I kind of come from that industry, and they're not gonna like rent units or put units in that spot if they're not doing anything. And so like, that's why I'm kind of saying to myself that I think Samurai's a long ways off, because there's not really anything going on there. But I really think these Century Swings are gonna be up fairly soon, because I just don't think they'd bring those units in if it weren't for that. All right, so let's dig into crowds a little bit. So like I said earlier, Sundays have been pretty nice. I mean, I don't think there's really, you know, I kind of talk about this when we go to Disneyland, but I don't think there's really like a time that's like dead anymore unless it's raining here at Lagoon. But there definitely are going to be times where it's a little less intense as far as crowd volume. But Sundays are always going to be a little bit of a win. And then I think like your Tuesdays and Thursdays during the week, especially kind of towards the end of the night, because just people have to get up for work and school, those are definitely going to be wins as well. Your worst days by far are going to be Friday and Saturday, Saturday being the worst. I mean, Saturday's pretty much been full parking lot so far this year, and I think that that'll stay like that. You know, obviously like rain can be a factor, or if it's a holiday. But I tend to avoid the Saturdays altogether, just because it just gets too busy. But Sunday's the day right after, and it's really pleasant, and it's a lot quieter out here. I see Laguna Beach's crowds today. Laguna Beach is actually not very busy today, which is great, because you could probably get on every slide with no problem today. So it kind of seems like Sundays are the day to come out to Laguna Beach. I didn't see what it was like yesterday, but let me know if you were out here on Saturday at Laguna Beach. Let me know what the crowds look like. So as promised, every State of Lagoon video, I'm going to come back and just check out the log ride status, just because, you know, I say this with till my face turns blue, but something's going to go here. I don't see why they would have it arranged the way that it is without it. But I did get thinking to myself, and I think life would be boring if we didn't have a little bit of speculation or theories in life. But, you know, I'm looking at this, and if you look at this spot right here where you would enter the log ride queue, they could really put any type of ride here. I mean, I think a lot of people would be happy if it was another log ride, just because that was such an iconic part of the park. But you could probably pretty easily put a coaster in here and not have to do a ton of exterior work, because the queue's already there. So if you could run a coaster almost on that same track area that the log ride was on, you could have like a mini, like in my 10-year Lagoon wish list podcast episode that I did, I kind of talked about how this would really be a perfect kind of like a Big Thunder Mountain Disneyland type train ride, something like that. You know, kind of almost like a little bit bigger, maybe longer Bambora, but you could actually put the queue right where the same queue is. It's almost like, and they want it to look old, so you really wouldn't have to remodel a lot of things, because you've already got some of the rock formations and the trees and the, you know, the little pavilion over the queue area, and then you've got the old mill behind it that looks like an old, you know, Pioneer building. I think something like that would really suit well here. And I mean, coasters are just a heavy favorite here, and I think it would pull a ton of crowds back. Between that and Rattlesnake Rapids, I kind of think this would kind of become its own like land, which it kind of already is, but I think it would even lend more to that. I really think something like this is going to come, and I hope it does. Lagoon, if you're listening, please do something like that. That'd be awesome. How cool would it be if you did have like a Big Thunder style type roller coaster, like a Bambora, that actually went over that little river that goes through right there? How cool would that be? Because you could actually hear the river as you go through on the coaster. That'd be so epic. You know, it's funny, you'll hear me talk about like crowd pulling and stuff, certain rides and attractions that pull crowds. And I'm sitting here thinking, you know, it's starting to get pretty hot here in Utah. And I think all through the summer, like if you look at like Laguna Beach and Primordial, because it's like Laguna Beach is going to pull people because of the heat, Primordial because it's the new hot topic at Lagoon. I think like if you don't really care about either of those things, or maybe you've already ridden Primordial a few times, you're going to have a great time this summer, because both those attractions are pulling so many crowds that everything else is really actually pretty mild, and it's really nice. And while we're walking by Lagoon, I just kind of was thinking, hit in the comments, I'd like to know what your guys' favorite Laguna Beach water slides are, or attractions. I mean, I love like the little lazy river, but my favorite one is there's a pool slide. Like you slide on a tube and like you go into a little pool, and then you slide down and go into another one. And that was always my favorite growing up. Let me know what your favorites are. All right, we're to our weekly Cliffhanger video. Nothing going on at Cliffhanger. So, you know, we're kind of turned into a video that's making some predictions here. You know what I would love to see at Cliffhanger? And I mean, tell me mechanically if this could even happen, but how cool would it be if they kept the fountains and like did some kind of like, maybe like hourly show here where they like project something onto the water there? Because you could just basically get rid of the Cliffhanger ride, which I think they should do anyways. This ride gives them way more problems than it does anything else, and I know like the engineers out here just hate this ride. Get rid of the ride and put like maybe some decoration in the back there, kind of cover the beer garden a little bit, and do like some like light projections on fountains or something. Seems like something that they could do, and it like wouldn't be crazy expensive, but it's something that like would be new and fresh and exciting. I think that'd be really cool. How fun would it be to have like a little crowd of people standing here like every hour towards the end of the day, and there's like even if it's not a projection show, even just like a fountain show with some music, that would be really cool. Oh man, so crowds are really nice today. I gotta keep saying that. So we're down at the south side of the park now. Colossus is completely a walk-on today, no problem. I think they got 2 running. You can hear that going right now. Wicked is probably maybe like a 10-15 minute wait. If you're single rider in Wicked, you might get right on. Not really many crowds down here. Musicland Express is a walk-on right now. Most of the food vendors don't have too heavy of lines. This is a great Sunday to be out here, and it still is why I say I'll come on Sundays. I just don't want to be here on Saturdays, because you can wait 1 extra day and you're gonna be able to ride like 2 to 3 times the amount of attractions. All right, so we picked us up a Heath Avalanche Beaver Tail. This is located right by the Terror Ride, and this is like a hot pastry, and it's got like, you know, pretty much whatever you want on it. There's like cookies and cream, strawberry. So we're gonna take just like a little bite of the corner here and see. Oh, that was actually a lot different than I expected. So, man, how do you describe that? So I guess it's like, it's almost like a hard scone, but it's warm. And that fluff or frosting or cream cheese on it or whatever is really good. That's good. I like that. I want to try the strawberry cheesecake one too. Let me know what your guys' favorite flavors are. That's bomb. All right, well, we're enjoying the nice mild crowds today, but we knew that that wasn't gonna last forever, so let's go check out Primordial. So I want to see if that waterfall is going and if they've made any progress on whatever they're doing under the little spin on the coaster track side of it, the first of the ride. So we're gonna head up that way. I'm assuming, and you know, I'm not always right with everything, but I'm assuming that the lines are just gonna be insane at Primordial today, even though it's a slower day. I'm guessing it'll probably be about an hour and a half wait. I'm not gonna go on it, but I wanna go behind and check out that waterfall. All right, so I did want to stop just while I'm walking back to Primordial. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to all you guys for watching the channel. I couldn't do it without you, and I really appreciate it. I also wanted to ask a favor of you. If you guys could hit some like questions in the comments. It could be questions about anything. Me, my life, Lagoon, Disney, theme parks, roller coasters, whatever. I'd kind of like to start putting some of those comments on the videos with you guys, just so that we can kind of have a little bit more interaction with each other. So feel free to put a comment in there, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, so we got a little bit of Primordial here. Okay, so the fountain, the waterfall is definitely going. Wow, that makes the mountain look so much better. But I knew this was gonna happen. They've removed the extended queue. And I knew this was gonna happen because it was a temporary plastic rail queue. It didn't look good, it was very tight. And when people were trying to come out, it just made for kind of a mess out here. This looks a lot cleaner out here. I do kind of hope they put something here because it's a lot of like open space. But I knew this was gonna happen. That was a temporary queue for when the lines were like 2.5 hours long. And as we get going more and more, it's not gonna be as busy. And so there's no need to keep that queue. It's better just keep the straight one that goes back behind. So I knew this was gonna happen, but it would kind of be nice if they put something here because it's just a lot of plain asphalt and it just looks like a lot of open space, but it is nice because it gives a little more room to walk around. I guess my only issue with them doing this so soon is, and if you work at Lagoon, you know, hit in the comments and let me know, but what is their plan gonna be if it is like a crazy busy day? Like if you were out here yesterday on Saturday. So I guess my thoughts is that maybe they'll just wrap it around like around Rocket and back around the corner over there. But if you do work here and you know that plan, let me know, because I don't think that this ride is gonna be slow yet. And so that extended queue might have still been needed. So let me know what they think the plans are. All right, so this fountain is what I've been waiting for. It looks and sounds so good here. I'm really happy about it. I love like the sound of like falling water and whatnot. And this just looks so good, and coming off that mountain, it looks awesome. Come check this out. I'm really glad that they got this going in time for summer. All right, so as a theme park person, I gotta say, and maybe I'm not popular for saying this, but a fountain or a waterfall just does wonders to an attraction. I mean, I look at like Cannibal and it's like, I mean, that attraction is just absolutely amazing, but that like waterfall that you go through, it adds so much flair to an attraction. And just looking at that waterfall in Primordial, oh my God, it completes it. It just makes it look so much better, and it sounds so good when you're standing by and it's nice and relaxing. Come check that out, it looks great. All right, I'm not gonna really spend too much time on Samurai. I'm gonna hit it a little bit on these construction videos, but Samurai's not gonna be open this year, I really don't think. There's not like any equipment here. They're still waiting on parts. It doesn't look like really any work's being done here, and the ride vehicles are like way back in the back, just basically stored away. I think this is something that was like a major issue. I don't think they're like tearing this ride down for good. It's too popular, but I really don't think we see this year. And if we do see it, it's probably not gonna be till about Frightmare's time.
Not be taken on cannibal. They will be lost. Lagoon personnel are not authorized to retrieve lost items. Search for lost items will only be conducted
All right, I usually don't do rides on my State of Lagoon plays, but Cannibal's basically a walk-on for single rider right now, so we're going on it.
And it's on the too.
Here we go. Whoa! Woo! Awesome. They finally made pins of that "oh my heck" saying that I was showing you guys the shirts of last week. I love those pins so much. I'm gonna pick me one up. All right, so while I'm out here, I do want to give a little I don't know if this is really a tip or if this is like widely known, but you guys know I'm a Disneyland guy, and there's nothing better at Disney in my opinion than a good Dole Whip. You can actually get Dole Whips here at Lagoon. So basically it's just like across the street pretty much from like that burger shack that we talk about, and kind of across the street from the arcade. You got this little Dole Whip shack, and you can get some treats there. But I'm gonna go get me a Dole Whip right now. A lot of people don't know that they have them here, and really, I mean, people might disagree with me. I think they taste just as good as Disney's, honestly, and so I like to pick one up every once in a while. I've always just been a huge fan of the Dole Whips. I think that they're so good. And like I said, I know a lot of people say they don't taste like Disney's, but I honestly think they taste pretty similar. I mean, to me, it's like pineapple's pineapple. I don't think you can really mess it up. But this is a great treat. I don't remember how much they are at Disney. I just got one there when we were there in April. They're a lot cheaper here, I'm almost pretty sure. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about parking here. So Lagoon did just add a north parking entrance. So here's what I found out about it. So it's right by that Hampton Inn over on the north side. I'm gonna put some pictures up here of it. I love this sign that they put over the top of it. I think that looks so good at night. That's gonna look awesome. So basically what this is this entrance is open until 4 o'clock, she said. And so you can go into that entrance at 4 o'clock. Basically what it's gonna do is it's just gonna route you around to the regular parking. So it's not a different parking area. It's just gonna route you back to the regular parking. But at times when they're in overflow, then it'll just guide you right there into the overflow. And you basically just park out on that grass area, which that's a whole nother conversation. I hope someday they put that actually into a official parking area. But what this does though, and I think the reason that they did this is on really busy Saturdays, and especially during Frightmare season, like on Frightmare season on a Friday when you head out to come here like on a Friday night, there's like a line from the main parking entrance like all the way back to like the liquor store and DMV that's over there, and it really clogs up that area. So I think basically what they're trying to do is just have this there to kind of alleviate some of that pain that comes along with that. Now, the only thing is I don't know why they close it at 4 o'clock. And if that's the case, then during Frightmare season, it's actually not gonna be a benefit to have that, because most people aren't gonna be coming in until after 5 o'clock anyways. So the 4 o'clock thing might only be a summer thing, so we'll keep an eye on that and see how it goes. But hopefully that changes to where it's open later on Frightmares, because if it's closing at 4, that's not even gonna really alleviate any of that stress. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for the June State of Lagoon play. We had a great time out here. It's getting hot, I'll tell you that much. But the park's open every day. We're gonna keep the videos coming. Thanks for joining us on the XP project.